This is my true story. My boyfriend made me get on my knees and scrub the floor in front of all his friends during poker night. He did not ask me. He commanded me. And I did it because I was too scared to say no. I thought, if I stayed quiet and did what he wanted, everything would be fine. But then one of his friends pulled me aside in the kitchen. He whispered something to me that made my stomach drop. Something that changed everything. Before I tell you what he said, tell me where you are watching from and subscribe so more women can hear this story and know they are not alone. It was a Friday night. My boyfriend invited 6 of his friends over for poker. They did this every few weeks. I usually stayed in the bedroom or went out with my own friends when they came over. But tonight, he asked me to stay home. He said he wanted me there. He said it would be nice to have me around. I thought maybe he wanted to show me off to his friends. Maybe introduce me properly since I had only met a few of them before. So I stayed. I made snacks for them. Chips and dip, some sandwiches. I put everything out on the table nicely. They arrived around 7. His friends were loud and friendly. They thanked me for the food, told me it looked great. I felt good. I felt like I was being a good girlfriend, helpful and supportive. My boyfriend seemed happy. He kissed my cheek when I brought out the beer, told his friends I was the best. I smiled. I thought this was going well. They started playing cards. I sat on the couch nearby reading a book, just being present but not bothering them. The game was loud. They were drinking and laughing and talking trash to each other. Normal guy stuff. I was not really paying attention. Then one of his friends, a guy named Dave, reached for his beer. He knocked it over by accident. Beer spilled all over the table and dripped onto the floor. It was not a big deal, just an accident. Dave apologized immediately, started grabbing napkins to clean it up, but my boyfriend stopped him. He said, "Do not worry about it. She will clean it." He pointed at me. I looked up from my book confused. Everyone went quiet. My boyfriend looked at me with this expression I knew too well. It was the look that said, "Do not argue with me. Do not question me. Just do what I say. Get some paper towels and clean this up." His voice was cold, commanding, not asking, telling. I felt my face get hot. All his friends were looking at me, looking at him, waiting to see what would happen. I wanted to say no. I wanted to tell him to clean it up himself, or let Dave clean it since he spilled it, but I knew what would happen if I argued in front of his friends. He would get angry. He would make a scene. He would punish me later when they left. So I stood up. I went to the kitchen and got paper towels. When I came back, my boyfriend pointed at the floor. Not at the table. At the floor. "On your knees. Clean it properly." I felt like I had been slapped. He wanted me to get on my knees in front of all his friends, to scrub the floor like a servant, like I was nothing. I looked at his face. He was serious. Dead serious. His friends were not laughing anymore. They looked uncomfortable. But nobody said anything. Nobody told him to stop. Nobody offered to help. They just sat there, watching. I got down on my knees. I started wiping up the beer from the floor. My hands were shaking. I could feel all of them looking down at me. I was on my hands and knees at their feet while they sat in chairs above me, like I was beneath them, like I was not even human, just something to clean up their mess. The floor was not even that dirty. There was barely any beer on it. Most of it had spilled on the table, but my boyfriend did not tell me to clean the table. He told me to clean the floor. This was not about the spill. This was about something else. About showing his friends that he could make me do whatever he wanted. About proving he had control over me. I scrubbed that same spot over and over, making it cleaner than it needed to be. Taking my time because I did not know what else to do. I did not want to look up. Did not want to see their faces. Did not want to see if they were laughing at me or pitying me. Both options made me feel sick. Then I heard one of them make a joke. Something about me being well-trained. A few of them laughed. Not loud laughs. Uncomfortable laughs. But my boyfriend laughed the loudest. Like it was the funniest thing he ever heard. Like watching me scrub the floor on my knees was entertainment. I felt tears burning behind my eyes, but I did not let them fall. I would not cry in front of these people. I would not give them that. I just kept scrubbing. Kept my head down. Kept my mouth shut. This was survival. This was me getting through the moment so it would be over faster. I told myself it was fine. It was just cleaning. Just a small thing. Not worth fighting about. Not worth making a scene over. I told myself I was being mature by not arguing, by keeping the peace, by not embarrassing him in front of his friends. But deep down, I knew the truth. I was not being mature. I was being scared. Scared of what he would do later if I stood up for myself. Scared of his anger. Scared of the silent treatment he would give me for days. Scared of being made to feel like I was the problem. Like I was too sensitive, too dramatic, too difficult. So I stayed on my knees and I cleaned. The room felt heavy. The energy had changed. Some of his friends stopped talking. I could hear chairs shifting. Someone cleared their throat. Another one said he needed to use the bathroom and got up. They were uncomfortable. Even they could feel that something was wrong about this. But not uncomfortable enough to say anything. Not uncomfortable enough to tell my boyfriend to stop. Not uncomfortable enough to help me up or offer to clean it themselves. They just sat there, letting it happen, watching me be humiliated and doing nothing. Except for one person, Marcus, my boyfriend's best friend since college. He was the only one not laughing, the only one who looked genuinely upset by what he was seeing. I finally finished cleaning. The floor was spotless, cleaner than it had been in weeks probably. I stood up slowly. My knees hurt from kneeling on the hard floor for so long. I kept my eyes down, did not look at anyone. Just gathered up the dirty paper towels and walked toward the kitchen to throw them away. My legs felt shaky. My whole body felt wrong, like I was outside of myself watching this happen to someone else. I could hear them starting to talk again behind me, picking up their card game like nothing happened. Like they did not just watch my boyfriend humiliate me for no reason. Like this was all completely normal. I walked into the kitchen and threw the towels in the trash. I stood there for a moment, just breathing, trying to calm down, trying to push down all the feelings that were trying to come up. The anger, the shame, the hurt. I heard footsteps behind me. I thought it was my boyfriend coming to check on me. Or maybe to tell me to bring them more beer. I turned around ready to do whatever he wanted. But it was not my boyfriend. It was Marcus. He looked over his shoulder toward the living room, making sure no one else was coming, making sure we were alone. Then he stepped closer to me. His face looked serious, worried even. He reached out and gently touched my arm. Not in a creepy way, in a concerned way, like he wanted to make sure I was okay. Hey, his voice was quiet, almost a whisper. I just looked at him. I did not know what to say, did not know why he followed me in here. He looked uncomfortable, like he was trying to decide if he should say something or just go back to the game. Then he made his decision. He leaned in closer, close enough that I could hear him clearly, but quiet enough that no one in the living room could hear. And then he said 6 words that made my entire body go cold. He does this to all of them. I stared at him, not understanding at first. All of who? What was he talking about? Marcus saw the confusion on my face. He kept talking, fast and quiet like he did not have much time. This is not the first time. You are not the first girlfriend he has done this to. There were others before you. 3 others that I know of. And he did the same things to them. The same controlling behavior. The same humiliation. The same breaking them down piece by piece until they did not even recognize themselves anymore. I felt like the floor disappeared under my feet. Like I was falling. My stomach dropped. My heart was racing. I wanted to tell him he was wrong, that my boyfriend loved me, that we were different. But I could not speak. Could not move. Could not do anything except stand there and listen. Marcus was not done talking. He pulled out his phone. Marcus scrolled through his phone quickly. Then he turned the screen toward me. Look, this is Sarah. She dated him 2 years ago. I looked at the photo. It was a woman at a party. She was pretty, dark hair, thin, but her eyes looked tired, empty, the same look I had been seeing in my own mirror lately. The same exhausted expression I had when I looked at myself and wondered when I started looking so worn down. Marcus swiped to another photo. This is them at a barbecue. Look what she is doing. In the photo, Sarah was bent over scrubbing a grill. Everyone else was standing around talking and drinking, but she was on her knees, cleaning, just like I had been 5 minutes ago. My chest felt tight. Marcus swiped again, and this is Jessica. She was before Sarah, dated him for almost 2 years. Another woman, blonde this time, same dead look in her eyes. In this photo, she was serving food to a table full of people, his friends probably. She looked like a waitress, but Marcus said it was her own birthday party. She was serving people at her own birthday. Marcus showed me one more photo. This is Rachel, the first girlfriend I met when I became friends with him in college. Sweetest girl. So full of life when they started dating. Look at her a year later. He showed me 2 photos side by side. In the first one, Rachel was smiling big. Her eyes were bright. She looked happy and confident. In the second photo, she looked like a different person. Thin, tired, small, like someone had drained all the life out of her. I felt sick. Actually sick. Like I might throw up right there in the kitchen. "Why are you showing me this?" My voice came out as a whisper. Marcus put his phone away. He looked me in the eyes. "Because you need to see the pattern. You need to understand that this is what he does. This is who he is. He finds strong women, confident women, women who have their lives together. And then he slowly breaks them down. Little by little, he makes them doubt themselves. Makes them think they are too sensitive or too dramatic. Makes them feel crazy for being upset about things they should be upset about. He isolates them from their friends, controls how they dress and who they talk to, and he does it all so gradually that by the time they realize what is happening, they do not even recognize themselves anymore." I shook my head. "But he loves me. He says he loves me." Marcus looked sad. Actually, sad for me. That is what he told all of them too. Right before he made them do something humiliating. Right before he tore them down in public. He uses love as a weapon. Makes you think that if you just try harder, if you just do better, things will go back to how they were in the beginning. But they never do. It only gets worse. I leaned against the counter because my legs felt weak. Marcus kept talking. His voice was urgent now, like he needed to get everything out before my boyfriend came looking for us. It is a game to him. He actually brags about it when you are not around. About how long it takes to train each girlfriend. About how far he can push before you break. He keeps score in his head. Tonight was him showing off to us. Proving he could make you get on your knees in front of everyone, and you would just do it without fighting back. That was a test. And you passed his test, which means he is going to push even harder next time. I felt like I could not breathe, could not think. My mind was racing through the past year with my boyfriend. Suddenly, everything looked different. The first few months had been perfect. He was sweet and attentive and made me feel special. He told me I was beautiful and smart and different from other girls. He said he had never felt this way about anyone before. I believed him. Then small things started to change. He made a comment about my outfit being too revealing. Said he was just looking out for me because other guys were staring. I changed clothes. He got upset when I made plans with my friends without asking him first. Said he just wanted to spend time with me and felt left out. I started checking with him before making plans. He criticized the way I cooked dinner, said his mom made it better, said he was just trying to help me improve. I started cooking his mom's recipes instead of my own. He made jokes about me in front of people, called me clumsy when I dropped something, called me forgetful when I forgot to pick up his dry cleaning, said he was just teasing and I was being too sensitive when I got upset. I stopped saying when things bothered me. Each thing by itself seemed small, seemed like something I could handle, something not worth fighting about. But now I saw it, the pattern, the slow breaking down of who I used to be. I used to have opinions. Now I asked him what he thought about everything before deciding. I used to dress how I wanted. Now I only wore things he approved of. I used to have friends I saw regularly. Now I barely talked to them because he always needed me or got upset when I chose them over him. I used to be confident. Now I second-guessed everything I did, wondering if it would make him angry or disappointed. Marcus was right. I was not the first. I was just the latest in a long line of women he had done this to. And if I stayed, I would end up like those women in the photos. Empty, exhausted, broken. Just a shell of who I used to be. How did they get out? The other girlfriends. How did they leave? I asked Marcus. He looked relieved that I was asking, like maybe I was actually hearing him. Marcus leaned against the kitchen counter. Rachel just disappeared one day, packed her stuff while he was at work and left. No note, no explanation. Just gone. She blocked him on everything, changed her number. He was furious, spent weeks trying to find her. But she stayed hidden. Last I heard, she moved to another state and is doing really well now. Back to her old self. He paused, looked down at his hands. Sarah lasted longer than she should have. She kept trying to fix things. Kept thinking if she just loved him enough, he would change back to the guy he was in the beginning. But that guy never existed. That was just the mask he wears to hook you. When she finally left, it was because he pushed too far. He made her quit her job because he said her boss was flirting with her. She had no income, completely dependent on him. That was when she realized she was trapped. Her sister came and got her, helped her leave. She's okay now, but it took her a long time to recover. My hands were shaking. I gripped the edge of the counter. And Jessica? Marcus shook his head. Jessica is the one I feel worst about. She stayed the longest, almost 3 years. By the end, she was like a ghost. No friends, no hobbies, no job, just existed to serve him. She finally left when he hit her. That was his mistake. He had never gotten physical before, always kept it emotional and psychological. But he slapped her during an argument and she ran. Filed a restraining order. Last I heard, she was in therapy, trying to put her life back together. I felt tears finally starting to fall. I had been holding them back all night, but now they just came. Why did you not say something sooner? Why did you let this happen again? Marcus looked guilty. I did not know how. The first time with Rachel, I did not really understand what was happening. I thought they just had problems like any couple. By the time I realized what he was doing to Sarah, she was already in too deep. I tried to talk to her once, but she defended him. Said I did not understand their relationship, so I backed off. With Jessica, I tried harder. Pulled her aside just like this, showed her the photos of the others, but she did not believe me. She said he told her about his crazy exes and how they lied about him. She thought I was the problem, not him. By the time she realized I was telling the truth, it was almost too late. He looked at me with so much intensity. That is why I am telling you now. Early, before it gets worse. Because it will get worse. What happened tonight was just the beginning. He is testing how much you will take. And if you stay, he will keep pushing, keep taking, keep breaking you down until there is nothing left of who you are. I cannot watch him do this again. I cannot stay silent while another woman loses herself to his sick game. So I am begging you, please leave him before it is too late. I stood in that kitchen with Marcus's words hitting me like punches. Everything he said was true. I could feel it in my bones. The past year replayed in my mind like a movie. Every moment I dismissed. Every red flag I ignored. Every time I made excuses for him. It all made horrible sense now. The way he isolated me from my best friend by saying she was a bad influence. How he convinced me to quit the gym I loved because he said the trainer looked at me wrong. The time he made me cancel a job interview because he needed me to run errands for him. How he slowly took over all my decisions. What I wore, what I ate, where I went, who I talked to. I thought I was being a good girlfriend, compromising, being flexible, keeping the peace. But I was not compromising. I was disappearing, piece by piece, day by day. He was erasing me and replacing me with a version of myself that only existed to serve him. Tonight was just him showing his friends how well his training was working, how obedient I had become, how much control he had. I looked at Marcus. Why does he do this? What does he get out of breaking people? Marcus sighed. Power. Control. He likes knowing he can make someone do whatever he wants. He gets off on it. And he chooses strong women specifically because breaking someone weak is not impressive. But breaking someone strong, someone confident and independent, that is a trophy to him. That proves how good he is at manipulation. You are not a girlfriend to him. You are a project, a challenge. And once he completely breaks you, he will get bored and move on to the next one. I felt anger rising in my chest. Real anger. Not the kind I pushed down and ignored, but the kind that burns hot and clear. How dare he? How dare he treat me like this? Treat any woman like this? Make it into a game. Brag about it to his friends. Enjoy destroying people. Does everyone know? All his friends? Marcus shook his head. Most of them are idiots who do not pay attention. They think he is just a guy with bad luck in relationships. They believe his stories about crazy exes, but a few of us have been around long enough to see the pattern. We have seen him do this multiple times. Some of them do not care, think it is funny even, but some of us are disgusted by it. I stopped being his friend a year ago, only came tonight because Dave invited me. I almost left when I saw you were here, saw you were the new one. But then this happened, and I knew I had to say something. I could not watch it happen again without at least trying to warn you. I wiped my tears. My sadness was turning into rage. Rage at my boyfriend for doing this. Rage at myself for letting it happen. For not seeing it sooner. For ignoring my gut every time it told me something was wrong. I looked toward the living room where I could hear them laughing and playing cards. My boyfriend's voice was the loudest. He sounded so happy, so relaxed, like he did not just humiliate me in front of everyone, like this was just another normal fun night for him. Because it was normal for him. This was what he did. This was who he was, and I had been so blind, so stupid, so desperate to believe that he loved me that I ignored every single warning sign. But I was not blind anymore. I could see clearly now, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. I am leaving. I said it out loud. Saying it made it real. Marcus looked relieved. Good. Do you have somewhere safe to go? Family? Friends? I nodded. My sister. She lives 20 minutes away. I can stay with her. Do you need help packing? I can keep him distracted while you get your things. I shook my head. I do not have much here. Most of my stuff is still at my apartment. I never fully moved in, even though he kept pushing me to. Thank God I had listened to that instinct. Thank God some part of me had known not to fully commit, not to give up my own space completely. What are you going to tell him? Marcus asked. I took a deep breath. The truth. That we are done. That I know what he is. That I know about the others. And that I am not going to be another one of his victims. Marcus smiled. A real smile. He is going to try to manipulate you. Try to make you doubt yourself. Tell you I am lying. Tell you I am trying to break you up because I am jealous or crazy. He will cry. He will beg. He will promise to change. Do not believe any of it. I know. And I did know. I could already hear the excuses he would make, the lies he would tell, the way he would try to twist everything to make me feel guilty for leaving. But it would not work this time. I was done. I walked toward the living room. Marcus followed a few steps behind. My heart was pounding, but my mind was clear. Clearer than it had been in months. Maybe a year. I saw my purse on the chair where I left it. My keys were inside. That was all I needed. I walked straight to the chair, picked up my purse. Everyone stopped talking. They all looked at me. My boyfriend smiled. That charming smile he used when he wanted something. Hey, babe, you okay? You were gone a while. I did not smile back. Did not pretend everything was fine. I looked him right in the eyes. We are done. The smile dropped from his face. His friends went quiet. Someone put down their cards. What? What are you talking about? He stood up from his chair, tried to come toward me. I stepped back. I said we are done. This relationship is over. I am leaving. He looked confused, then angry. Then he forced his face back into concerned mode, the mask slipping back into place. Babe, what is going on? Why are you acting like this? Did something happen? He tried to reach for my hand. I pulled away. Do not touch me. And do not call me babe. I know what you are. I know what you did to Rachel and Sarah and Jessica. I know this is all a game to you, and I am not playing anymore. His face went pale. He shot a look at Marcus. Pure rage in his eyes. What did you say to her? What lies did you tell her? Marcus did not back down. I told her the truth, something you are not capable of. My boyfriend turned back to me. His voice changed, got harder, colder. The mask was slipping. You are going to believe him over me? Your boyfriend? Someone you barely know is feeding you lies about my past relationships, and you are just going to accept that? I saw the photos. I saw what you did to them. I saw the same dead look in their eyes that I have been seeing in my own mirror. You did not love them. You do not love me. You just like breaking people. But you are not going to break me. He laughed. Actually, laughed. You are being crazy, right now. You are overreacting like you always do. This is exactly why we have problems. You are too sensitive, too emotional. You blow everything out of proportion. There it was, the gaslighting. The same thing he always did when I got upset. Tell me I was the problem. Tell me I was crazy. Make me doubt my own reality. But not this time. I am not crazy. I am not overreacting. You made me get on my knees and scrub the floor in front of your friends to humiliate me, to show them you own me. That is not love. That is abuse. His friends were looking at him now, really looking at him. Some of them looked uncomfortable, like they were starting to understand what Marcus had been trying to tell them. My boyfriend's face twisted with anger. The mask was completely gone now. If you walk out that door, we are done. I am not taking you back. You understand that? I almost laughed, like that was a threat, like I would want to come back. Good. That is exactly what I want. We are done. I walked toward the door. He followed me. You are making a huge mistake. You are going to regret this. Where are you even going to go? You need me. You have nothing without me. I turned around one last time. I have myself. That is more than enough. His face was red now, furious. You are just like the others, ungrateful. After everything I did for you. You did nothing for me. You only took from me. But you cannot take any more. I am leaving, and I am never coming back. I walked out that door and did not look back. I heard him yelling behind me, but I did not stop. Did not turn around. Just kept walking to my car. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get the key in the lock. But I did it. I got in my car, locked the doors, and I drove away. He called my phone immediately. I declined the call. He called again, and again, and again. I pulled over 2 blocks away and blocked his number. Then I called my sister. She answered on the first ring. Hey, what's up? I started crying. Big, ugly sobs. Can I come stay with you? I just left him. I need somewhere safe. She did not ask questions. Just said, come right now. I am here. I drove to her house, and she met me at the door, hugged me tight while I cried. Let me tell her everything. About the floor, about Marcus, about the photos, about all of it. She held my hand and said, I am so proud of you for leaving. That took so much strength. Over the next few days, he tried everything to contact me. He called from different numbers. I blocked them all. He sent emails. I deleted them without reading. He showed up at my apartment. I did not answer the door. He sent flowers to my work with a card that said he was sorry and wanted to talk. I threw them in the trash. He tried to use his friends to reach me. Some of them texted saying he was really torn up and I should give him another chance. I blocked them too. Marcus texted me once, just to check if I was okay, to make sure I got out safely. I thanked him, told him he saved my life. He said I saved my own life by being brave enough to walk away. 2 weeks later, I heard from a mutual friend that my boyfriend already had a new girlfriend. Some woman he met at a bar. Pretty, successful, confident, his new project, his new victim. I thought about warning her, sending her the photos Marcus showed me, telling her what he really was. But I knew she would not believe me. Just like Jessica did not believe Marcus. She would think I was a crazy ex. She would have to learn the hard way just like I almost did. That thought made me sad. But I could not save everyone. I could only save myself. It has been 6 months now. I am doing better. I started therapy to work through everything, to understand how I let it get that far, to learn the warning signs so I never ignore them again. I reconnected with friends I pushed away, got back into hobbies I gave up, started dressing how I wanted again, making my own choices, being myself, the real me, not the version of me he was creating. I look in the mirror now and I see life in my eyes again. I see strength. I see someone who survived, someone who got out before it was too late. And I am grateful every single day that Marcus pulled me aside and showed me the truth.